falsified medical records, lies, and perjury, of Podiatrist Lawrence Silverberg. Podiatrist Lawrence Silverberg falsifies medical records of a patient and lies under oath during his medical malpractice lawsuit. According to legalabeagle.com, fabricating medical entries is a federal crime, covered by both state and federal laws. Misdemeanor tampering charges typically will result in fines and jail time up to around a year. A felony forgery conviction, on the other hand, may result in heavy fines up to $250,000 and possible imprisonment in a federal facility for up to 5 years. To prove forgery, there must be some element of fraudulent intent, for example, where a physician alters records to improve his defense in a medical malpractice suit, to cover up his wrongdoing and make his records fit his version of the story. It shows the physician knew he did something wrong and tried to hide it. To cover up his multiple botched bunion surgeries, Podiatrist Lawrence Silverberg created his own version of the story. In his story, the patient, being a racist, hates her job and the people at work, and requests multiple surgeries not to come back to work. In his records on September 1st he writes, "She reports that she does not want to go back to work. She says she would rather take sabbatical and have surgery on her left foot as well." On September 13th, he writes, "She again states that she does not want to go back to work. She has brought this up on multiple occasions in the past. She spent a large part of our appointment talking about how bad it is to be a school teacher. I am concerned that she may use her foot as an excuse not to go back to work. She has told me on multiple occasions that she hates her job, and hates the students. She says that they are animals and criminals. She has used many other derogatory terms to describe the students." The patient recorded her appointment on November 2nd, in order to better understand Podiatrist Silverberg's explanation regarding her constant pain. In the recording, you can clearly hear, Podiatrist Silverberg asks the patient, "Do you miss being at work?" and the patient answers, "Yes." The recording proves, Podiatrist Silverberg's records are false. You can hear in the recording that the patient missed her job, and has warm feelings towards her students.
You miss being at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. As much as you hate saying that, right?
You know, when I go to work, I buy candy. And I give everyone my students. They love you.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. And I told my daughter, we're not going to do nothing. We're just going to chill. I'm going to bring candy. It's easy, send out. You know, they miss me. They hate you, but somebody told me that they're very
Nice, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, no prescription.
Here, I'm going to text you. Maybe x-rays first.
In his records for November 21st, after his conversation with the patient on November 2nd, when he asked the patient if she missed being at work, and she answered yes, Podiatrist Silverberg continues to create a story defaming his patient for a future lawsuit that he anticipates. He again writes, "She says that she does not want to go back to work anytime soon. She again told me how terrible work is, and she says if there is any sign of weakness due to her foot surgery, the students will kill her. She says that they prey on the weak." Podiatrist Silverberg sincerely believed that there is a notion that everything a doctor writes must be true. He didn't imagine that an audio tape, created during the appointment on November 2nd, would expose his lies.
You miss being at work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine. As much as you hate saying that, right?
You know, when I go to work, I buy candy. And I give everyone my students. They love you.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah. And I told my daughter, we're not going to do nothing. We're just going to chill. I'm going to bring candy. It's easy, send out. You know, they miss me. They hate you, but somebody told me that they're very
Nice, right?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, no prescription.
Here, I'm going to text you. Maybe x-rays first.
To justify his multiple botched surgeries, Podiatrist Silverberg repeatedly falsified medical records, which is a crime. During his deposition, Podiatrist Silverberg was asked why he wrote comments about the patient's job and the kids at her job. He replied, "At this point, I had a feeling that one of two things were going on. that she was either going to use her surgery to not go back to work or she was going to file a malpractice lawsuit against me. Or both. In preparation for his lawsuit, all of these racist accusations were used by Podiatrist Silverberg's defense team. In fact, his medical expert, Dr. Treppel, who never examined the patient, repeats the accusations of Podiatrist Silverberg, word for word. In his expert affidavit, Dr. Treppel writes, Dr. Silverberg noted concern that the plaintiff was using her foot as an excuse for not returning to work. She referred to the students as animals and criminals. The defense used the strategy of putting the victim on trial. The case is no longer about multiple botched foot surgeries. Now it is about a racist person who does multiple surgeries not to come back to work. If Podiatrist Silverberg realized, on September 1st, that the patient does not want to go back to work, and on September 13th she again states that she does not want to go back to work, why did he perform 2 more surgeries on October 21st and November 8th? Did she need the surgeries, or was he accommodating the patient's desire not to go back to work? Moreover, if Podiatrist Silverberg did the surgery correctly, the patient would have gone back to work. And if he believes that he did the surgeries the right way, why does he think that the patient will bring a lawsuit against him? Suing a doctor cannot be an excuse for not going back to work. If Podiatrist Silverberg's surgeries were good, why did the patient receive disability from the medical board? The truth is, the patient never complained about her work, or made derogatory remarks. She wanted to come back to work. The proof of the patient's desire to go back to work after surgery is in the initial email sent to Podiatrist Silverberg, asking him to do surgery over the summer vacation break. The patient writes, I want you to do my bunion surgery. If you will decide to help me, I'm a New York City high school teacher, and I need to do it as soon as possible, because now I have my vacation. But she got disability, due to multiple botched bunion surgeries by Podiatrist Silverberg, resulting in malunion of the bones, and constant pain, which made it extremely difficult to walk. Podiatrist Silverberg knew what he did was wrong, so he falsified his medical records to cover up his wrongdoing, and improve his defense, in a medical malpractice suit. Podiatrist Silverberg repeated all these accusations in court under oath, committing perjury. He created this story to cover his multiple botched surgeries that led to a patient's permanent disability, constant pain and loss of employment. The audio tape of the appointment proves that he committed crimes. He should be held accountable for his crimes in accordance with the law.